Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Northern Section Basketball Championships on PlayOnSports.com. It's the PlayOnSports.com pregame show live from Acker Gym in Chico, California, right here on the beautiful campus of Chico State. I'm Frank D'Arienzo, alongside Adam Levine on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Today's matchup features the visiting
Weed Cougars,
who are the number 2 seed, visiting the number 1 seeded Durham Trojans here in Division 5 girls basketball. And both of their records for Durham, they are 22-6 with 13-0 in league, undefeated. And the number 2 Weed Cougars are 21-8 with a 10-2 league record. And what can you say about these games, Adam?
Oh, we're up for a pretty good game. It's whenever it's a 1 seed versus a 2 seed, you know it's going to be a very high level. Two contrasting styles. Weed likes to play a more defensive-oriented game, whereas Durham is more of a high-scoring team.
And so what is the key for Weed to overcome the number 1 seed here? Are they going to have to switch to an offensive style of basketball? Or?
No, they just got to play their style of basketball. Since seeing as Durham is such a high-octane offensive team, then the defensive style of Weed should be pretty effective against them.
And so we're looking for a pretty good matchup here. They've fought hard to get to this championship game. And why don't you go over the players to watch on both teams?
Player to watch for Weed, look to Corrine Marshall to carry the Weed Cougars in scoring, and then to Durham, look to team captain Stephanie Husa. She is the shooting guard small forward senior, and she is the leader of this team.
Well, that's going to do it for the PlayOnSports.com pregame show. We'll be back with the tip-off in just a few minutes. It's the Northern Section Basketball Championships on PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here. Okay, and we're back with Division 5 Girls Championship here. The number 1 seeded Durham Trojans versus the number 2 seeded Weed Cougars. And we're going to be ready for a heck of a matchup today, as we're just about ready to get started. The officials are taking off their jackets now, so I'm guessing it's go time here soon. And we're just about ready to start here. We're going to have Ashley Job and Destiny Jones going for the jump ball here. And it's going to go out to McKenna Crabble.
A little bit of miscommunication to start off the game for Weed.
Right, and so here's Corrine Marshall in the point guard position as she does a little crossover there and tries to pass it out of bounds, but heads up play there by Stephanie Husa to knock that one out of bounds. And it's inbounded to Corrine Marshall. And now down to Huckabee. And back down to Fisher. And it's going to go out to Crabbill. And she tries to make the shot, but a great putback there by Destiny Jones.
Weed is going to have a little bit of an advantage on the boards. Their 2 front court players, Destiny Jones and McKenna Crabbill, are 5'8" and 5'10".
And so that shot, just count that one. As Fisher now passes it over to Marshall. And back to Fisher here, and she's going to pass it out to Crabbill. It's going to go back to Corrine Marshall, but it's going to be, and so that's going to be a foul. Oh, I'm sorry, she stepped out of bounds. Got to help me out with those, Adam.
I have the rest standing right in my field of vision.
I see. And so it's going to be inbounded now by Larson. And she's going to try to take it all the way to the hole, but it's going to go out of bounds.
A lot of sloppy play so far early in this game.
And so we're all tied up at 2-2 with 6:38 left in this first quarter. And it's going to be inbounded to Marshall.
That is just stifling defense
and
by Bailey Larson.
And so Corrine Marshall's getting pressured right at half court. And good pressure by Benson, Molly Benson. And so they finally give it out to Fisher, who has a little bit of breathing room here. But they're ramping up the defensive pressure. And so it goes out to Huckabee. And she tries to shoot it, and it's going to go off the backboard in the front of the rim.
That was just great defense by Durham. Forced him to take a bad shot from deep.
And now we have Husa, and she passes it in to Job, but she misses. And so Marshall bringing it now. She goes for the shot and just pure nothing but net on that one. And that's going to put Weed up by 2, 4-2 here. As we're going to have a little too aggressive of a play there.
Yeah, she started to make a play and then didn't really know what she was going to do with it. When she got to the baseline, you got to always plan ahead.
And so we're going to hope to see more execution as this game goes on, because that's probably going to be the key to winning this game.
Yeah, whichever team shows the best fundamentals is really going to
and so
prevail.
Marshall finds herself in some trouble. She passes it out, but then gets the ball back. And so she's waiting for a little screen here. She pushes one pass, but it's right off the front of the iron. And somebody's going to step out of bounds here.
I would be of the opinion that the refs missed a couple fouls on that play, but I'm not the one calling the game.
And it's going to be inbounded to Jones. but she's going to have a lot of pressure here, and they finally fight it away, and they finally give it back to Marshall now, and Fisher. And it's going to be intercepted by number 21, and she's going to go up for the layup and take it all herself. And that was Stephanie Husa, their best player on this squad, according to Adam Levine.
According to Max Preps.
Oh, according to
Adam
Max
Levine.
Preps, yes.
She is the team captain.
And so here's Marshall, and she passes it out. Number 33, Crabill, but it is going to go out of bounds here. And Fisher is going to inbound it. She's going to inbound it to Marshall, and she's going to go it up, but it's off the front of the iron. And she passes it out, number 34, and she's all alone down underneath, and a great layup.
That play was truly captain to captain. Molly Benson is the co-captain on this team.
And that was Summer Vercruzen on that, and they're going to fight for the ball. And she passes it to Vercruzen. Oh, and she passes it, and it's going to be intercepted by Jones. And so a good heads-up play there on defense. He's going to net them a turnover. And she's going to step out of bounds here. And so we're going to have Fisher inbound the ball.
Starting to see a little bit of physical play here.
As Huckabee leaves the floor. And she is replaced by Brooke McBrien, number 11. And here comes the shot, and it's off the backside. And so it's going to be a pass all the way down.
She missed the wide open layup. Stephanie Husa.
Stephanie Husa, and she missed the layup. She had a perfect fast break opportunity. And so it's going to go into number 22. She's going to fight her way, but she's going to get the foul drawn. And she'll get a couple tries from the charity stripe. And Corrine Marshall, number 22, she misses her first. And there's going to be a timeout charged to Weed.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here today? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities live on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And we're back here at Acker Gym on the campus of Chico State in Chico, California. Frank DiRienzo alongside Adam Levine. And our score is 6-4 as we just saw the first time out of the game at 3:36 left in the first quarter. And what's your overall assessment so far before we get things started here?
Both teams seem to be adjusting really well. It's 6-4, so it's a really close game so far. I'd like to see a little less sloppiness with the passing and just taking their time more.
And so the second foul shot she's going to go for is not made, and so it's going to be 6-4 still, as we're going to see Vercruzen put it into Larson now, and Larson showing some speed with her legs, going to go right down the middle into the paint and throw it up, but it's no good.
She was fearless with the way she drove that into the paint.
Right. So she's going to get a chance as we're waiting for the referee.
When you see a point guard do that, you call it going in amongst the giants.
And the first one is good. And so Durham up by 3 now, 7-4. And here comes the second shot. And it's going to be in and out as Weed gets the rebound. That's Corrine Marshall down to Fisher. And she drives out to the right-hand side and back out, and she drives in again. And so they're going to call a foul. On Corrine Marshall. Oh, I'm sorry, Erica Larson.
Stephanie Husa with a really good pick.
And so we saw a little turnover there. Yeah.
Put it in the book and send her to the line.
Oh, man, I was supposed to say that.
Yeah, well, you were distracted.
Yeah.
That was a wonderful rebound and subsequent make with the foul by Bailey Larson.
And so McKenna Krabil will come to the line here.
That was Bailey Larson.
I'm sorry, Bailey Larson. I'm getting my rosters mixed up here. And so we're going to see her drive to the hole, but it's going to bounce on the iron, and the putback is good. And Corrine Marshall. Tractor scores for me. And so she tosses it up and makes it. And Bailey Larson with a great shot there. So you see Corrine Marshall inbounding it now just past the half court mark. And she's driving and she hands it off underneath. And there's going to be a fight for it.
It's going to be a jump ball, possession arrow. Points Durham.
And so we're going to see Verkruzen inbound the pass as Weed's looking to do a full court press here. And so Larson showing a little bit of speed, throws it up, but does not make the basket. And so 1:44 left here in this first quarter. As we're going to see Larson put the ball in play. And she tosses it all the way out to the key, and she's going to drive over Huckabee.
That was outstanding boxing out by Bailey Larson for the offensive rebound. She just couldn't quite control it afterwards.
And so we're going to see Fisher take it now, and she's trying to get around number 30, Freitas. And she's going to fall down here, and the crowd is hoping for a foul.
That was good officiating. Freitas didn't do anything illegal there. She just kind of pulled the chair out from under her. Very good defense.
And so Fisher is going to inbound it here. And she passes it through the middle, and it's going to be a fast break from Larson, and she tosses it up, and it's in. And so Durham making the most of the mistake there. And so now it is 13-6 and a little rushed.
Summer Verkusen did a really good job of getting back and breaking that up.
So it's going to be inbounded. And it is good, and that's going to be Corrine Marshall. And so they're going to pull within 4 here with less than a minute to go in the first period. And the shot is up, and it's over. And, ooh, a little aggressiveness to the ball there by Destiny Jones. The ball is going to come out of bounds, and it's going to be Durham's ball now. And so it's passed over. And the shot is up, and it is good. So Freitas
She's getting in on the action early.
And so a little good pull-up jumper. And so here's Jones, and she passes it out to Marshall, and she takes a shot, and it's going to be off the rim. And so Larson with the ball now. And she's going to take it into the paint and toss it up, and it's going to be off the right-hand side of the rim there. And so she's going to get double teamed.
It's going to be a jump ball, possession arrow, Weed.
And so Kareen Marshall pretty much got muscled there.
The Weed supporters are calling for a foul, but I thought that was clean.
And so less than 10 seconds, just about 5 seconds left to go here. And 15-9 Durham, and she tosses it up, and it's an air ball, and that's going to end the first quarter of play. 15-9 our score. And what's your overall assessment of this game? 6 points.
Durham so far exactly what I expected. They're a very good scoring team. Bailey Larson is taking over this game so far. She has been outstanding. Weed, they're doing a decent job on the offensive end, but they really need to put a little more hustle into the defensive end.
And so we also saw some stellar play from Stephanie Husa in and around. Not necessarily leading in points in the game yet, but she has been around the ball quite a bit, and we've called her name a bunch of times. And also Kareen Marshall for Weed.
For Weed, yes,
and
Kareen Marshall has been excellent.
And so both of these teams, like we said, pretty much evenly matched, but one excelling in offense and one excelling in defense.
Yes.
And so that's pretty much what we just got a slice of here in the first quarter.
Yeah. It's only a 6-point game, so we have a lot of competition left to go.
And as we wait for the players here, the referee's trying to get ready. And with the buzzer sound, we're just about ready. And so the starters will remain out on the court as it's inbounded to Larson, who has 6 points in this game. And there's the shot, and it's going to be overshot. And a great aggressive play there by Marshall. And she's going to pass it back to Marshall. Sorry. And so it's going to go out to Jones, and she's going to drive inside, and she's going to miss the mark there, and it's going to go out of bounds. And it's going to be Durham's ball. And so Verkruzen. And she inbounds it to Bailey Larson. And so a great pass inside, and she's going to toss it up, and it's going to go up and over.
Yeah, great pass inside, but the shot was a little out of control.
And so she's probably looking to clean that up a little bit.
For sure.
And so Kareen Marshall is going to take it in now. She's being defended by Molly Benson. And she's going to drive on it.
As the ball comes right to us.
Yeah, right to me. Just what I always wanted.
Unfortunately, in basketball, you don't get to keep the ball.
And so we're going to have Fisher inbound it to Marshall, and she's going to pass it down to Jones underneath, and it's going to be missed again here as Verkruzen gets the rebound. And she's going to pass it out to Stephanie Husa, who's going to pass it down below, and she's going to go for it, and she tosses it up. And she might have stepped out of bounds there.
Well, no, they're calling it a team foul. 5th team foul of the half. And so it's going to be inbounded here by Fisher to Marshall at the top of the key, and she's going to come around the right-hand side, and beautifully defended there by Molly Benson.
And she stepped out of bounds. The referee was right there, and the fans do not like this.
It was out of bounds, but she was kind of pushed out of bounds by the Weed defender. If you notice, the Weed defender got a big old handful of her jersey.
And so we're just going to have Crabbill putting it in, and she tosses it to the top, and that's Pollenvan. And now it's going to go to Jones, and it goes over everybody and goes to the Durham bench over there, so it's going to be out of bounds. And Durham's going to get the ball. Verkruzen to inbound.
Even though Durham's the so-called offensive team, they've been stifling on defense so far.
And so just over 6 minutes left to go here in this half. 17-9 our score. And so she's going to put it up, and it's going to air ball in front of the net there. And so it's going to be Durham's ball yet again.
Couldn't quite control the rebound there, went right through her hands.
Not for a lack of trying.
No, the effort was there. Summer Verkusen subs out. In comes Erica Larson.
And so Erica Larson getting checked in. And so it's going to be tossed out to Freitas, and she's going to try for the three, Bailey Larson, but it comes up short. And now we're going to see Huckabee bringing it down here. Down to Jones. And so it's going to be
very good man defense from Ashley Job.
And Ashley Job being
she wasn't
very
able to,
difficult on defense.
She wasn't able to force the turnover, but she was able to disrupt the play.
And so Larson inbounds it.
Nicely stolen by Bailey Larson.
And so number 30 drives the lane, and she's going to make it. Catherine Freitas. And she's been a force in this game.
She has been. She came in off the bench and really made an impact. There we have the foul. Let's wait to see who it's on.
And so it's going to be on 33, Bailey Larson.
It's going to be her first of the game.
And so 19-9 our score.
It's quickly turned into a 10-point game. Follow us on Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week. From your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
And so we're here inside of Acker Gym at the Chico State campus in Chico, California. 19-9 our score. Durham is up by 10 points.
They're showing why they are the 1 seed.
And so it's been a pretty hard-fought game so far. But Durham having all their shots sink has been the real factor here.
And the exact opposite for Weed.
Right, but Durham's been playing really, really hard on defense, and so that's given them the opportunities on offense. And so as we wait for the referees to figure out what's going on here.
While we wait, one interesting story about Weed. They actually brought 4 JV players to help fill out the roster. They normally only dress 9 varsity players, but since it's the championship, they thought, might as well bring a couple JVers. If you look over at the bench, you'll see that the JV players are actually in green jerseys while the varsity players are in black jerseys.
And so Alyssa Fisher is going to take a couple charity shots here. And the first one is no good. And so here's her second shot. And second shot is nothing but net.
And the Cougars are in double digits.
And so they finally do it, but Durham keeps driving that lane, and it's going to be Erica Larson. And so it's going to be a double dribble on Alyssa Fisher.
That's one of those things that when you do it, you're like, how did I just do that? Like, that's like a kind of a, duh, I can't do that.
Right. Yeah, it's just more like of an oops moment.
Yeah.
Like, whoops. And so we're going to see Bailey Larson try to pass it down underneath the basket to Ashley Job, and she's on the ground.
Slow to get up.
And she's slow to get up here, and we hope she's okay. As the crowd falls silent, but she is going to stand up here.
So looks like she took a bad step.
And she's leaning on that leg pretty hard. And as we see the coach come over, we have less than 5 minutes in this game. Durham is up 21-10 over the Weed Cougars.
And to replace her, Summer Verkusen will check into the game for Ashley Job.
And we hope she's okay. She's been helping out on the defensive side of the ball, and so we'll have to see if that'll affect them here.
Ashley Job is the tallest player on this team at 5'9". Losing her certainly does not help things.
And so Corrine Marshall is trying to get out of the way of the other number 22, Erica Larson. And so she passes it over to Fisher. And it's going to be underneath to Jones, and she passes it underneath that, but a little miscommunication there. Crabill.
Right idea, just poor execution.
So Crabill was all open underneath the basket, but couldn't get a handle on it. Oh, and it's going to be aggressively defended there.
That was outstanding defense by
Marshall.
Marshall.
And now we're going to see Bailey Larson. She's going to toss it a long way out to 21, and the shot is up, but it's no good.
The offensive rebound is grabbed by Larson, but she shoved out of bounds.
And so the referee says it's Cougars ball, and the Orland fans didn't like that. Durham, sorry. I've been calling Orland all day. And so it looks like 22 on 22. And now it's 22 on 23 on 22. And so we're going to see Fisher here try to get it down, and she's getting pressured.
They're going to call the foul on Molly Benson. And she's confused as to why it's a foul on her.
And so Fisher's going to inbound it here, and she tosses it out. 3 points. Oh, and it's no good, but a good putback there by Crabill.
Destiny Jones did a really good job of boxing out and getting that rebound, and now she gets rewarded with 2 free throws.
And so Jones up to the line. And the first one is up and good. And that'll make it within 10 now, 21-11. 3:46 left here in this half. And the second one does not make it, but it is rebounded by Verkruzen. And it gets tossed out to Larson. And she's going to take it to the hole, but beautifully defended there.
Got swatted by McKenna Crabill.
And so Crabill showing her stuff on defense. And so here's the 22s, and she's going to take it all the way down, but loses
Molly
the ball.
Benson with the steal.
And so it's going to be a fast transition here, and she's going to go for the basket, but no foul, but a great rebound.
Oh. We have a double technical.
we might have a technical foul here, a little bit of fighting going on. And looks like Destiny Jones might be hurt on the play. She might have rolled her ankle there. And so the referees are going to meet.
It looked to me like they got tangled up for the ball, and someone took an exception to the other and got a little out of control, and both players are going to get teed up.
And so Jones looks like she may be in pain as we wait for the trainer. And she's going to be carried off.
Looks
the
like
court.
she can't put much weight at all on her right foot.
And that's going to be a big blow to the Cougars here, as she was one of the stars on defense.
The Durham crowd is unhappy about something. We'll find out what it is when we can.
And so it looks like it's going to be a foul on Verkruzen.
Verkruzen had the ball and seemed like she got tackled a little bit. So that would be a little bit surprising, but we'll see.
And so we're waiting for the referees and the scorekeepers to make a decision as Paulin Van comes in for Jones.
Looks like they called a double foul on Jones and Verkruzen.
And so Jones out of this game. She's getting attended to by the medical staff here. And so we're ready here again as Bailey Larson is going to inbound it for Durham. And she's looking for somebody to throw it to, and she throws it to Husa.
That was a very nice cut to the basket by Husa.
And it's going to be good for two. So it's 23-11 now as Durham's starting to pull away here a little bit. And so she's getting double teamed. She passes it out to Crabill, who makes a great shot off the backboard, and that's going to count for two. 23-14 now.
That was a three ball, actually. Very, very nicely timed.
And so Bailey Larson puts it up. And so it's going to be Durham's ball after the aggressiveness here. 2:41.
That was a nice hustle by Alyssa Fisher to try to save the ball, but wasn't quite quick enough to get it.
And Bailey Larson with the ball now, and she's going to pass it out to the far side of the hoop, and she's going to go up, try to draw the foul, but
she got swatted by Corrine Marshall.
And so Erica Larson. Good effort, no shot. So they'll have to see if they're going to.
They're reversing the call. They originally called it Cougar ball, but now they're giving it back to the Trojans.
And so it's going to be inbounded, and a quick little shot there, but great offensive rebound. But
Verkruzen went in for the offensive rebound, but it was a little too physical, and the refs aren't going to let anything happen in this game that could escalate.
So Verkruzen
into the game checks Aaron Huddleston for Verkruzen.
And so Verkruzen's second foul of the game. As we're going to see Paulin Van, and she makes her first shot. 23-15 now. 2:34 left in the first half. And she does make the second. And so it's only a single-digit lead now as she takes it underneath the board, looking for somebody to throw it out through the legs.
Wow, that was an outstanding pass.
Through the legs of Huckabee.
Whether it was on purpose or not, I don't know. But
that was pretty amazing.
And it was pretty.
And so Fisher has the ball. She's being She's being defended quite physically by Molly Benson. And so that's going to be a foul.
It's going to be an illegal screen on Erica Larson. She's got a little too physical.
And so Erica Larson, her third foul.
With 3 fouls, she's going to have to come out of the game, I believe, because you're only allowed 5 fouls in the high school game, and using 3 of them in the first half is usually not a good thing.
And so Huckabee at the line now as we see a timeout.
Enjoy Play on Sports live coverage of the championship basketball from around California as we hit the section and state championships. March Madness will reign as we bring you all the action from across the state. Join us for our championship basketball coverage brought to you by your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
And we're back. 1:58 left in this half, and Durham's up by a bunch. Not too much, though. It's still a close game, 25-17.
8 points in basketball is very manageable, but you don't want to let it get too out of hand.
And so Huckabee is going to come back to the line here, and she's going to try to sink one to close this gap.
And they're going to leave.
7.
They're going to leave Erica Larson in the game.
And so she does make it, and they close the gap to 7 here, 25-18. 1:53 left in this quarter, and the shot goes up, and it is good.
By Stephanie Husa with the long ball.
And so Stephanie Husa, the three-pointer there, and it's 28-18, back up to a double-digit game now. And so she is going to pass it down to the right side, right by the foul line, but it's going to miss.
Great lead to Larson.
So Larson into Huddleston, who
Larson
passes it in, and we're going to have a
blocking foul on Sierra Huckabee.
And so we'll see Bailey Larson try for 2 shots here.
2 shots.
And that was Huckabee's first foul of the game. And the first one is up, and it's off the left-hand side of the iron. (28-18) our score as we are waiting for the second shot. And it is up, and she misses that one as well. And so you can see Crabbill.
You got to finish those free throws.
And Corrine Marshall, just about a minute to play here as she almost gets her pocket pick there by number 22. And now it's going to be Fisher who's going to drive the lane, pass it out to Huckabee. And so Fisher, she takes it to the hole, but
great effort for the offensive rebound by Corrine Marshall, but
just couldn't hang on to that one.
Hang on.
And so we're going to see Huddleston inbound it here to Bailey Larson, and it's going to be a long pass underneath.
Just mishandled by Erica Larson.
We've seen a lot of that.
Pocket picked by Erica Larson. Erica Larson goes up for the shot, can't, a little too much pepper on it.
Yeah, she was trying a little bit too much there.
She had a teammate there, she just didn't see her.
A good little transition here by Weed as she goes for the shot. But it's going to be missed, gets the offensive rebound, puts it back. And she gets another one. Huckabee gets another rebound, but it goes out of bounds.
But it will remain Weed ball.
But it will remain Weed ball as it was touched by a Durham player. And so Fisher inbounds it here.
It's going to be a foul on Molly Benson. that will equal 2 shots for Kareen Marshall.
And so that's going to be a penalty on, or I'm sorry, a foul on Molly Benson, her first of the game. As Kareen Marshall makes her first of 2 free throws.
Into the game checks Catherine Freitas for Bailey Larson after a very, very good stint so far.
14.8 seconds here. It looks like we're going to have one more possession before time runs out here, as they are hustling down Husa.
My apologies, that was for Erica Larson, not Bailey Larson.
And so it's going to be Husa. She puts it up, and it's off the backside of the rim there. 2 seconds, 1 second, they throw it up, and the first half of this game is over. Durham Trojans are over the Weed Cougars 28-19.
Quite a half. We should have a good half of basketball coming up.
And we'll be back in a few moments with the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Don't go anywhere. It's the Northern Section Basketball Championships on PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here. Welcome to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show coming to you from Acker Gym in Chico, California. I'm Frank DiRienzo alongside Adam Levine. Our halftime score is the Durham Trojans with 28 over the Weed Cougars, who have 19. And what can you say about the first half?
It was
Adam?
exciting.
It was very exciting.
The Durham Trojans did an outstanding job just scoring the ball and holding Weed to just 19 points in the half. Weed had some flashes, but they couldn't quite put together anything substantial over the first half. So it'll be interesting to see if they can turn it around for the second half.
Yeah, and we saw a little bit of everything in the first half.
A little bit of shooting, a little bit of defense, a little bit of.
We saw some foul trouble. We saw good defense, good offense. We even saw a little bit of a fight or two in there. But yeah, Weed is going to have to step it up here if they want to win this ball game.
Yeah, they definitely have some work to do. 9 points is very doable, but they're going to have to be pretty good for this next half.
And so the teams are just about ready with under a minute here to go. And so with the buzzer, we're just about ready for the second half of action. Third quarter coming up. And so if you were the Weed Cougars, if you were the head coach, what would you be telling your players right now?
Relax. We're still in this. Just do what you do best. Pretty simple, right? And it looks like to start the second half, instead of Ashley Jobe for the Durham Trojans, we're going to have Erin Huddleston.
And she came in in the second quarter. She didn't put up any points though.
She had an effect on the game though.
Our leader for the whole entire game with 11 points is Stephanie Husa, and she certainly made her presence known in this game.
And starting for the injured Destiny Jones for Weed for the second half is Tia Palanvon.
And so it's going to be Crabill. She gets pressured, and she's going to pass it out to Huckabee. And Huckabee's going to pass it out to Fisher, who passes it back to Marshall. And she's going to drive right at the post, and she passes it back out to the top of the key. And we're going to have a travel.
That's a tough travel. Just got to keep your feet planted.
And so that's Corrine Marshall, the travel there. And it's going to get inbounded to Bailey Larson. And she's going to muscle her way down to the post, pass it out, and the shot goes up. Huddleston tried for it, but was not successful. And now we're going to have Corrine Marshall. She's going to pass it out to Fisher. And top of the key now, and she's going to pass it out to the left-hand side to Crabill, who's waiting for somebody to get open. She passes it back to Marshall. Marshall puts it up, but it flies over the rim, and a long pass.
Wonderful pass to Husa.
And Husa, but it does not get down, but a good rebound there by number 34, Molly Benson.
That's why you always have a trailer, so that in that instance, you have someone to rebound the ball and get a shot up.
And so
Molly Benson did a great job with that.
She was fouled on the putback, and now she's going to go to the charity line for her couple. 6:58 left here in this third quarter. And the first shot's off the front of the rims, 28-19. And the second one does make it.
That hit just about every part of the rim.
As long as it goes through.
Yep, that's all that matters.
And so this is Marshall driving into the post now, and she's going to pass it out at the top of the key with Fisher, and she's going to pass it down below, but it's going to be well defended. And the shot goes up, and it's going to be missed.
It will remain Durham ball after it trickles out of bounds.
And so Kareem Marshall had a pretty good look there, but it's just not falling down for the Cougars here.
Yeah, just nothing's falling for them.
And so Huckabee is going to come out of the game, and she's going to be replaced by Pollenbahn. Excuse me, Gabetta instead, as it goes out of bounds, and Fisher was right there. But it is going to be Durham ball. It's going to be inbounded by Huddleston. And here's Bailey Larson, top of the key, and she passes it off to Molly Benson. And she passes it down into the paint, and a layup is good. Stephanie Husa, 13 points now in this game. And she is a force.
Yeah, she's the high scorer on the team for the season, and she's showing why.
And so here we go with Corrine Marshall. And she's going to pass it off down below to number 3, Pollen Vaughn.
And that's going to be the second foul on Bailey Larson.
And so we're going to see a couple shots here by Tia Pollenvon. And her first one is up, and it is good. Nothing but net on that one. So within 11 here, 31-20. And Durham has just been dominating on every aspect of the game
they
so
really
far,
have,
offense and defense.
They really have just dominated everything.
And so Pollenvon puts it up, but it's no good. And it's going to be a fight for the rebound. And so it's going to be Durham's ball, according to the official. And we're going to see Huddleston.
You know, Durham does come into this game averaging 53 points per game, while Weed has only averaged 30 points per game thus far, and we're seeing the difference here.
And Huddleston inbounds it to Molly Benson, who passes it down to Husa, who passes it back over to Bailey Larson. It's going to be a long pass right here, and that's going to be a long two-pointer, but it's not going to go down. Now it's Erica Larson on the shot, and now we'll see Fisher. And it's going to be well defended by Husa, and it's going to go out of bounds, and so that's going to be Cougars' ball, right where the referee is standing. And it's going to be Fisher who's going to be inbounding it, and there's going to be a substitution.
Summer Verkusen is coming in, and
so
she's going to need to be careful.
And Verkusen coming in. She has 4 fouls already, and 5's the lucky number. She'll be fouled out of the game. She gets 1 more.
And that's all thanks to that little skirmish she found herself in with Destiny Jones earlier in the game. Each of them received a technical foul, and technical fouls also count as regular fouls.
And so it's going to be outbounded to Husa, and she's going to go up for it, and that's going to be a foul.
She did a marvelous job of drawing that foul. Get your arms up under your defenders, and if there's contact, they have to call the foul.
And so Marshall with the foul. And that's her first of the game. And the first shot is up. Misses. And so the second one goes down. And Husa with 14 points, definitely the scoring leader of this game, as we see it. Marshall back out to Marshall, excuse me. That was Fisher to Marshall, and she's going to fake it, and ooh, great off the glass.
That was a very artistic play. Just lightly bounce it off the glass into the hoop. And after knocking the ball out of bounds, it will remain Durham ball.
And so we're going to see Bailey Larson inbound it here, and she passes it out.
And Larson to Larson.
And Larson to Erica Larson, and she puts it down, 34-22 now. And they're pressing very hard down in the paint, but a little bit too aggressive there, and a little miscommunication is going to go out of bounds. And so we're going to see Verkruisen throw the ball in here. 4:38 left here in this third quarter, and we're going to have a timeout. Charge to Durham.
Yes.
They have 3 left.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the one you're enjoying here today? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Good read. Good read.
Thank you. I thought it was a good one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not your best, but I've seen better, but not many.
Hate is going to hate.
And so 4:38 left here in this third quarter. And Durham is up over Weed, 34-22. And like we said before, this is the Division V Girls Championship here. And Durham has just been dominating this entire game. But they are seeing their fair share of foul trouble, as they have 5 players who already have fouls. And Summer Verkruzen has already 4, and it's only the third quarter.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that she's playing right now. You'd think her coach might want to save her for the fourth quarter.
And so we're going to see Verkruzen inbound it. And she does exactly that to Bailey Larson. And Bailey Larson is going to go around the right side, and she's going to be defended and passes it down into the paint. And that was Freitas with the shot, but she missed. And here's Fisher, and she's driving. She has an open hole, and she's going to try to go up, and she's going to get the foul. And so Alyssa Fisher is going to come to the line now.
And Summer Verkusen is just fouled out of the game.
And so that's
she's going to be done for the day.
Good job, Summer.
And she fouled out. That's her 5th foul of the game. And just like we said,
gotta be careful.
Maybe we shouldn't have said anything. Maybe we jinxed it there.
And Ashley Jobe, who left the game earlier with an injury, is back into the game. And it's a good thing she can play because she's the only other post player they have.
And so the shot is up, but it misses here, and it's going to be rebounded by Durham. And she's going to pass it out to Husa, who's at the 3-point line there, and she passes it back. And she's going to try to drive around this defense. Husa has it again, and she's going to go by the free throw line, try to draw the foul, and she does that. And so she's going to go to the line now.
She's just so dangerous around the rim that teams are going to be more apt to foul her because they're afraid of what she can do. They'd rather stick her at the line.
So she's potentially going for her 15th and 16th point.
Nothing but net.
Nothing but net, and so that's 15 points for Husa. And she makes her second one, so 16 points for Husa here. And so just under 4 minutes to go, 36-23. As Weed's trying to get it going offensively against this, but against this very tough Durham team who's bringing the pressure now. And, ooh, nice little bounce pass underneath, but
that almost punked her in the head.
Yeah, it does not make it. And so Husa now, and she passes it over to Larson. Back to Husa. She takes a shot, and it's off the front of the rim, but offensive rebound.
It looks like we'll have a timeout by Durham.
And so we're going to have a timeout by Durham. And what do you think? Do you think Weed's still in this game?
Well, they definitely have the ability to get back into this game. They just need to start making their shots.
Yeah, I think they need to do better on defense, and they got to get way better on the transition. And I've noticed that's a part of the game that that Durham is definitely better at.
Yes.
And trying to position your players on the transition for defense. And it's leaving a lot of shooters open, like Husa, who's going to make it, 80% of the time.
Does it, yeah.
Right. And so they're going to have to clean that up a little bit. But Corrine Marshall does have 11 points in this game for Weed, and so she's been a pure shooter all the way.
You got to think that if they're going to get back into this game, she's going to need some help in this one. And so far, she hasn't been receiving much.
And so Durham playing aggressively, as we said before, into a little bit of foul trouble here. Some of her cruising already out of the game. Erica Larson has 3. and it's not even the fourth quarter yet, and so they're going to have to watch those fouls. And so it's going to be inbounded to Husa, and Husa's going to drive, and she's going to put it up, and she's going to get her own rebound, and she's going to push it out to Larson, who puts it up, and it is good, nothing but net.
That was just a beautiful stroke.
Bailey Larson with a three-pointer there.
I believe that puts her up to 9 points for the game.
Right, and so here we see Marshall, and she's going to get fouled.
That's going to be Bailey Larson's second foul of the game.
And so there's a fight for the ball underneath, but it does come out to Fisher, and she sinks it.
Gets that three back.
And so it's a three for her, and she's going to drive here, but it's going to be an air ball as we see Marshall. And there was the defense in transition I was talking about there, and a little offense.
That was great defense.
Offense, little hiccup.
Yeah, that was great defense by Catherine Freitas on that last ball to get her hand on it and break up the play.
2:26 left here in this third quarter. 39-25, Durham's leading. As we see Marshall now out to Fisher, who has played the entire game so far.
That's going to be a foul on Catherine Freitas. No, that's just her first, so she's not too worried.
And so this is going to be Marshall here at the top of the key, and she goes behind the back, trying to drive into the offense here, and she passes it out to Fisher, who's looking to pass it to somebody, and she passes it down to Pollenvon, back out and back underneath.
Bailey Larson thought she got that one clean, but the ref disagrees.
And so Gabetta is going to come to the line now. And so she misses the first one.
Into the game comes Erin Huddleston for Ashley Jobe, who seems to have aggravated her hurt ankle. If she can't go the rest of the game, that's not a good thing for Durham.
And so Durham's pushing here to the top of the key. Less than 2 minutes now to Husa, and she's going to drive underneath and try to draw the foul, and she's going to get it.
It almost seems like whenever she touches the ball, Weed's strategy is foul her.
And see, she was 1 of 2 last time she was up. And the first one goes in. That's 4 points since the half for Husa. As we're going to have a little discussion here.
Must be some questions at the scorer's table.
And so we're taking care of a little business here as Husa's going for her second shot. She already made her first. And it's up, and the second one does make it.
And the lead is back to 16.
And so that gives her 5 since the half. 16 altogether. 19? 18. Thank you. Thank you. As our producer tells me, it's 18 points. And so a little over a minute here. And Fisher goes up and she puts in the board, and so it's going to be 27-41 now. And Durham still dominating this game as drives underneath, and a little miscommunication there. And they're trying to get the ball, and Husa comes up with it. And she's going to drive to the right, turn around, go up, and it's going to be no good. And Pollenvon.
That was such a nice move, but she just couldn't finish it.
And so it's going to be out of bounds. And so it's going to be Durham's ball. And we're going to see Freitas. She passes it in to Huddleston, or to Benson, excuse me. And now it goes to Larson. And it goes to Husa. And it is up, and it is good. Pure shooter.
And she has cleared 20 now.
And she has 20 points in this game.
21.
And
then we have the Trojans sacrificing life and limb for the game.
as a Trojan should.
Yes. Bailey Larson for the three. Drains it.
Drains it. Signed, sealed, delivered.
We've been talking about Stephanie Husa's scoring ability this game, but Bailey Larson has been unbelievable this game as well.
And so that's 2 threes in this half. She has made 18.8 seconds left, 47-27.
As we take a break. Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
And so Bailey Larson with 12 points in this game, Husa with 20, and they're getting a lot of, 21, excuse me. I can't count. And so Durham putting up a lot of points, but they're spreading it out
Frank,
over all their players, so 47-27 is our result.
Frank, if we are on the Chico State campus and you need a math class, I think we might need to do something about this.
Go!
Yeah, I guess I have to get my transcripts in order.
And
but then again, I'm so bad at math that I can't even do that. So.
And the lead for Durham is 20 now, and this game has been broken wide open.
And so how hard is it to come back from a 20-point deficit?
It's unbelievable, unbelievably hard, but it's not undoable. I've seen stranger things happen.
And so we're going to see Marshall getting pressured very hard, and Frabill. And so that's going to end the third period, or the third quarter, excuse me, 47-27, 20-point lead for this Durham Trojan squad. And they've sure been impressive in this final game. And so the crowd is fired up from a call. And they've been all down the referee's throats today.
I'd say both sides have been.
Right.
Enjoy Play on Sports live coverage of championship basketball from around California as we hit the section and state championships. March Madness will reign as we bring you all the action from across the state. Join us for championship basketball coverage brought to you by your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
And so we're back here. It's about to be the start of the fourth quarter, 8 minutes to glory here as the Durham Trojans are leading the Weed Cougars 47-27 in this Division V girls basketball game. And what else can you say about it?
It's been all Trojan.
Well, Durham was undefeated in league this year, 13-0.
Yeah, they thoroughly dominated their league.
But Weed also did as well with a 10-2 record. But until they met up with the Durham Trojans, they just can't figure them out offensively, defensively, and on the transition. And so we're going to start with an inbound pass to Marissa Flores. We haven't seen much of her today. And it's going to be passed down in the paint. And it's going to be inbounded. Wow.
And for those wondering about Ashley Jobe, she is over on the bench with ice on her foot, so I would not count on her return to this game.
And so Marshall here, and she's going to drive to the right-hand side. And she's going to be defended through all the defenders, but the layup is not good as Husa gets the rebound, and she passes it over to Bailey Larson, and she'll take the point here, back to Husa. And back to Larson here, but they're going to give it back to Durham. And so Larson with the inbound here as we see Weed making a change. We'll see Brooke McBrien come in for Crabble. And the shot is up and it rolls off the front of the iron. And it goes back to Husa.
Over to Larson.
Over to Larson now. And she passes it back
to the other Larson.
To the other Larson. And she's going to drive on the right-hand side. Heavily defended here. A 2-1 zone defense here as she gets muscled. And she's going to muscle her way into the paint. And tosses up, but it's an air ball. And so it's going to be Durham's ball. Larson with the inbound. 6:51 left here in this game. 47-27 our score. And so it's going to be passed very quickly.
That was a beautiful dish to the cutter, Husa.
And so another 2 points for Husa, who's been absolutely dominant in this game. And so it's going to go over to Fisher. Over to McBrien. And it's going to get passed out. And she's going to go up for the three, but it's off the back iron. And now Durham has a possession. 6:20 left to go. And out to Husa. And she passes it out to Flores, who tries to draw a foul, I think, but the referee wasn't giving it to her. And the transition there is broken up beautifully there. And Flores missed the pass.
There was some gnarly contact out there.
So there was some contact there.
The ref seemed to have swallowed his whistle, maybe.
And so McBrien now has the ball. Passes it out to Fisher, who pops it out, and the three is good. Corrine Marshall with a three-pointer.
And that was very well timed.
That brings her point total up to 14. As confirmed by my producer. You're invaluable. And so
Bailey Larson gets a nice steal.
Yeah, Pollenvan tried all she could, but she got it just jacked from her. That ball got jacked. Under 5 minutes to play. This is Flores, and she's driving in, and it's off her fingertips, out of bounds.
Shot was blocked by Fisher.
And so it's going to be Durham ball.
And we have a timeout. Weed.
And so Weed takes their timeout. 2 timeouts remaining for either team. It's 49-30.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here today? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And so 4:49 left here in this game. 49-30, Durham up by 19 points. And I apologize, Weed only has one timeout left in this quarter. And we'd like you to stick around for our post-game show, where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. It's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com, as we're ready for the restart of play here after a timeout. And Weed struggling here in the second half, and Durham has pulled away.
The second half has definitely been 100% Durham.
And so Flores passes the ball in to Husa, who passes it all the way around, and they're going around the horn now. Back to Husa. And she tries to drive in, back out to the top.
That was just poor shot
and
clock
so
awareness.
that was gonna be a shot clock violation.
You got to be aware of the shot clock at all times. That's the reason they put it right in front of you up top.
And so McBrien tosses it in here to Marshall, and Marshall's played this entire game along with Fisher.
Tells you how crucial those two players are to Weed's team.
And so we see McBrien here again. And she passes it out to Marshall. She takes a shot, and she drains it.
She has a knack for scoring the ball.
And that's her second three-pointer of this quarter as she gets it back again. A terrible transition there for Durham. And so she's going to...
Durham can't get too comfortable here.
And so that's McBrien, number 11. And she passes it underneath to Marshall, and she's being double teamed, and it's going to be a turnaround jumper. And they're going to have a 2-on-2 here, and she tried it, and it rolls out.
And that is going to be a foul on Bailey Larson.
And so Bailey Larson.
That's her fourth foul of the game, one more, and she's done for the day.
And so a little bit of foul trouble here for the Durham players. One is already left, and one is on the brink, Bailey Larson.
And we will go down to the other side of the court and shoot a 1-and-1.
And so after the foul, we're going to see Fisher take two shots. I'm sorry, one shot, and it is missed, and Durham comes up with it. And it looks like Kelsey Cooper is now in the game.
We have a timeout called by Durham, I believe.
And so timeout, one left for each of these teams, 49-33, 3:23 left in this
Not a lot of game left.
So 16 points dividing these teams.
Now we're going to start seeing Durham just take their time with the ball, play more of a possession game, and try to just milk the clock as much as they can. And then for Weed, we're going to see a lot of not forcing shots, but if you have a decent shot, you got to take it at this point.
And so we maybe have 8 possessions left in this game.
And if Weed is to win this game, I would say that Durham cannot score again. Which holding a team to no points in 3.5 minutes is very difficult.
You could do it.
Unfortunately, I'm not on the court right now.
Unfortunate for who? Them?
I'll have you know I'm an exceptionally okay basketball player.
I'm sure that's exactly what you are. Okay, and we're just about ready to get it started here again as we see Husa inbounding it. And so it's going to go into Freitas. Oh, I'm sorry, Molly Benson. And so Benson with it here, and she's being well defended by Weed. Weed's getting stout with their defense. She passes it all the way over to Husa, who takes the shot, but it's off the back iron, and it's going to be passed out to Marshall, down to Fisher, who's looking for an outlet, and she passes it over to Gabetta. Back out to Fisher, and she's looking for somebody to pass it to. 12 seconds on the shot clock, and she takes one long three attempt, but it bounces off the backside of the backboard, and so it's going to be Bailey Larson. Out to Molly Benson.
That was an undisciplined foul by Corrine Marshall.
And so Marshall is going to get the foul.
Into the game comes Sierra Huckabee and Brooke McBrien.
And so for Corrine Marshall, that's her second foul of the game. Weed playing a very clean game here. And so she's going to fake it and pass it back out for a three, and it just barely misses. And so Fisher has it now, and she's running. She passes it out down to McBrien, back out to Fisher, and she's going to drive the lane, and she's going to have all kinds of contact.
And that will be a foul, and the fourth foul, I believe, on Molly Benson. Oh no, they called it on Stephanie Husa.
So it's on Husa, and that's her second. And we're waiting for substitutions. We're waiting for Fisher to shoot her free shot. And it is good. 49-35.
Into the game checks Tia Pollenvon. And out goes McKenna Krabill. Having such a hard time with that name today.
And so Husa is going to be pressured.
And fouled by Alyssa Fisher.
And so the ball is coming all the way back.
For a 1-1.
1:58 left in this game. 49-35 our score. As Husa comes up to the charity line. By far the points leader in this game for both teams. And she makes another one there.
This is when the last couple of minutes of a game can take a long time.
And there goes another. She has 25 points in this game now, as we're seeing very, very stout defense here by Durham, who's not going to let Weed get everything.
Push off.
And finally.
And she gets called for it.
And gets called for the push off.
She used the offhand and just shoved her in the chest.
So our score 51-35. Blowout status here.
That kind of a foul is simple frustration. And Bailey Larson will check out of the game, as in comes Kelsey Cooper, who we have not seen so far today. Also into the game, Lily Flores, number 32.
And so just about a minute and a half left. They're going to look to take some time off the clock. 14 seconds on the shot clock. And she's getting aggressive down there. And finally, there's a foul called.
And also into the game, Megan Hightower for Durham. Lots of fresh faces.
Corrine Marshall is going to get her third foul of the game as Husa goes back up to the line. 25 points in this game already. Make that 26.
And for the Weed Cougars enters Paulin Vaughn and Crabill.
And so she makes them. She's been perfect from the line in this quarter. 4 for 4. And so driving to the lane, and the shot is up, but low percentage shot there, but number 21 does get the rebound, Huckabee.
We have a foul on Molly Benson hurt. Oh no.
Yeah, on Molly Benson.
Yeah.
That's her second. And
Her
so
third.
we'll see Huckabee come to the line. And it is up, and it is no good as it comes off of everybody's fingertips. She gets her own rebound, passes it out to Crabill,
She traveled before.
and there's going to be a travel.
Good job to get her own rebound. Did Huckabee, but she couldn't quite control herself.
So 101 left in this game, 53 to 35. And it looks like Durham's going to take it here, and they're just going to try to waste some time off the clock.
They're going to take as much off of it as they can.
And so Husa,
Houston's going to try to go to 30.
and so that was a little travel there, right at the top of the key. 47.3 seconds left.
I think Houston might have 30 on her mind.
I know she has this championship.
In her pocket.
And so 45 seconds left in this game. And so we're going to see number Gabetta, Lauren Gabetta, trying to fake out her opponent. And this is Brooke McBrien. And she gets it stolen.
And Lily Flores with the steal. She just ripped that out of the offensive player's hands.
And so Lily.
And they're just going to hold on to the ball and take their championship.
And so it looks like it's going to be the Durham Trojans who are going to take it here. 10 seconds left. And so Durham Trojans take the Division V Girls Championship here over the Weed Cougars. Fantastic game, albeit one-sided. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to stay tuned to our playonsports.com for our post-game coverage. We'll wrap up all the action in our post-game show, and we'll have an interview with our player of the game. That's coming up in just a few moments. Once again, the Durham Trojans have defeated the Weed Cougars 53 to 35 to win the Division V basketball championship here in the Northern section. You followed the action on playonsports.com. High school sports lives here.
on, hold on.
Hi, I'm here with Stephanie Husar, Play on Sports Player of the Game. Stephanie, it was quite a game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was exciting.
You had a really big game with 27 points. Did you know that you had to have a big game to be successful today?
No, we have a lot of players that do their best, and I don't have to do much. We have all the players that can shoot and do whatever.
Okay, you guys have state coming up. Are you excited for that?
Yeah, pretty excited.
Seem kind of like, it's just sections.
Yeah,
Just
no
won
big
the
deal.
section championship. What did your coach tell you had to do coming into this game?
Just to go out there and give it our all. Nothing much. She just said that we were the best team, no matter what, in her heart. So we just went out there and gave it our all.
Okay, thank you. This has been Stephanie Husar with your Play on Sports Player of the Game. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, and welcome back to our post-game coverage. And Adam, you had a chance to talk to Stephanie Husar, player of the game, and she seemed pretty humbled by this whole experience. She didn't seem too excited, but I'm guessing she's holding it all inside, huh?
Yeah, she has state coming up, so she's got to hold her emotion for that.
And so she played a fantastic game, 27 points. Through 4 quarters, she had some teammates who had some foul trouble early on in this game, but Durham just dominating on all 3 sides of the ball. Well, I should say offense, defense, and in the transition.
Yeah.
And like I said during our broadcast. And so what was your assessment of this game?
It was all Durham. They dominated it from the opening jump to the final buzzer. They knew what they had to do, and they came in and completed it. It was a great game for Durham overall.
And so we just saw the Durham Trojans take the Weed Cougars 53-39. And so that's going to do it for this Division 5. Okay, 35-37. All right, we're close enough. And so that's going to do it for this Division 5 championship. Durham Trojans take it all, and we'll have more basketball action right after this.